Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast. This is episode 25, coming at you from people trapped in their houses and wish they could be anywhere else, except for maybe the exception of one of our people. Welcome back to the podcast this week, Shelby.
Wow, are you saying I like being inside?
No, not you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the, Shelby Loves Butter Chicken podcast, because that's what I'm eating.
Okay. Just don't chew on the mic. Frog, welcome back.
Hello.
What the hell was that? You cut out 3 times.
Okay, so shit. Sorry. Hello.
Hi.
I needed to be less enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know what that was. Don't be so enthusiastic. We've got a podcast to record.
No enthusiasm here.
I will talk in monotone voice for the rest of this podcast, and you shall only get monotone answers and questions.
I can say something right now, but it'll set you off. I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you after the podcast. Though.
Tell me. No, tell me now.
Oh, you just sound like a politician, you know.
Okay, I will refrain from commenting.
Before I introduce our next guest, I have a trivial question for Shelby. What do you remember in the Matrix? Which pill do you take to get out of the Matrix?
The blue pill.
The blue pill. So Pratz took the blue pill.
And he's here.
And also the blue pill that gets him out of the Matrix. Welcome, Pratz.
Hi, I feel like I am welcome here for once.
Did you get that, Frog?
Here.
That's pretty good, right? That's a good joke.
Wow. Wait. Hi, I'm Frog. Nice to meet you, Pratz.
Hi, Frog.
I don't know if you remember me, but we're friends. My name is
Believe
Shelby.
it or not,
and you owe me $500.
Was this a lie just to get me to come to like a convention?
Not from me.
Like one of those.
But also, welcome to your intervention.
That's what I thought it was.
For listeners who don't know, the last time Pratz was on the podcast, he got off the podcast and he logged into VRchat in VR, and he's been there ever since. He only just disconnected just now, so I don't know how many weeks that's been. But
you're cutting into my Mamma Mia time, so.
Oh my god!
The movie, right?
Yeah, the movie.
I'm concerned.
So let's just start. Let's start off plain, because I know that people have questions. All right, but that's fine. I'm just going to state the obvious question. What have you been doing in VR for this long?
For this long.
And keeping in mind
extra
that it's
challenging. Summarize it to one sentence.
No, you don't have to do that.
You have 2 words.
But we do want to point out that it isn't the Matrix and it's not Sword Art. You could have left at any time. So what have you been doing this whole time?
Okay,
in
so
VR?
It's been an experience. I logged on one day, like after Chauncey and Jolly, like we were hanging out the day before. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump on, meet some people, see how I go. I proceeded to just chill for a bit at the Black Cat, most common spot a lot of people go to. I met some people, we went and chilled elsewhere, then later on I ended up just falling back to the Black Cat. And a lot of my time is just spent sitting in a Black Cat or like watching movies in the movie worlds they have there. Or anime, in the anime apartment. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of worlds, like with all kinds of things from your generic one wall, one window room to strip clubs, standard clubs, rave events, concerts. There's like a whole lot in there.
So basically, what you're saying is you got sick of Tasmania and you thought, I'll just go into the VR world and stay there instead.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's honestly sounding really good. As someone that's stuck in lockdown,
right?
Honestly, escaping reality, kind of keen on that.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I think it might have been Funimation, one of the big anime things. Where like, because everyone's stuck in lockdown, we're gonna do like VR cinemas. So like you jump in VR and you can go into a cinema and watch like anime and shit together.
Kind of cool.
It's basically the same thing, I guess. But maybe okay. So what I'm understanding, right? This might be a bit of a reach, but since we're all going to be in lockdown forever and COVID's taken over the world, we're just going to sacrifice ourselves as batteries to the machines and really take into the Matrix. Is that what we're doing?
I mean, between you and I, we have 4 VR headsets in this house, so we could do it.
Why do you have 4?
Can I break lockdown?
One for me, one for Shelby, one for the
One
cat.
for no, I have an Oculus Quest 2 and a Vive, and he has an Oculus Quest 2 and a PlayStation VR.
That's true. I do have PlayStation VR. It's like the poor man's VR.
As someone that owns no VR has considered getting VR, but
Ooh.
Get
owns
it.
no VR,
Uh-huh,
right?
uh-huh.
I have some questions for Pratz.
Okay, go.
Now, in my rushed note scrolling time before the podcast, I only managed to get down 4.
Okay.
Right.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
I'll start off tame. Right.
Big list.
Do you sleep in VR?
Yes.
Seeing as you've been in there pretty much non-stop, do you take your headset off and go sleep in your bed, or do you sleep with it on?
So it all depends, really. I personally find the Quest 2 very comfortable when it comes to sleeping with it on. It feels as if, like, I guess a weighted blanket or something like that. It's just really comfortable at times, and it makes it seem a lot darker than if you were to watch like TV in your normal bedroom at night and go to sleep like that. It might just be a me thing, but I do know a few other people that prefer sleeping with the headset on. But
Interesting.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yes. Have you got permanent indentations around your eyes yet?
No.
Shook. Okay, continue.
Okay. Next, I'll continue down the tame, because some of these questions are not tame. Okay. So, do you get headaches being wedged between virtual thighs?
No.
All right.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Now, next question is, why are you hooked? Why are you so hooked? What caught your attention about VR? Sell it to me like you're trying to get me to buy a VR headset, Pratz.
I mean, you said VR thighs. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, VR thighs.
Exactly. I mean,
animations.
that's fair enough.
There's a whole wide range of reasons as to why like you could get a VR, but honestly, to me, it's meeting interesting people on there, different types of content creators. There has been parts where I've met a few crazy people, but that's a story for another day. It honestly depends on what you plan on doing in VRchat.
I don't want to tangent too much here, but I just want think bigger picture here for a second, Frog.
Mhm.
We don't have chat rooms anymore. Like chat rooms are gone. I mean, the closest thing to a chat room is joining random discords at this point. Like, so in order to go and socialize, and you're not allowed to go outside. Remember, you're in lockdown, bitch. Right? You can't go to the bar and meet someone. You can't go outside and meet someone. You can't go to chat rooms and meet someone. This is basically VRchat is probably the only and like major, chatting, meeting, socializing experience that you can do at the the
That is a good point.
It's
I mean,
fun getting drunk in VR.
It's also
I do want to say, like, I had my birthday party. My last birthday party was in VR, and so it was Shaughnessy's birthday as well.
Yeah.
I played Minesweeper until like 10 a.m.
And I don't, and again, I don't want to tangent too far away from your questions. We'll get back to them in a second. But what I said, and then the example that Shelby, that is why Facebook brought Oculus. So, because they want it so that you, instead of having a Facebook where you socialize and posting your nana's pictures and whatever, you just all log in with your Oculus and go hang out together like in a VRchat style socializing program.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's big picture stuff. But going back to your naive, thick thighs save lives.
Yeah. Now this is arguably the most important.
No.
question.
Hold on, before we get there,
Yeah.
I want to dig a little bit deeper
Sorry,
with Pratz.
go on.
Into thighs?
No.
Into thighs?
Serious town. Shut.
Thick thighs
Pratz.
saves lives is serious. Continue.
Damn, there's some serious thighs.
I knew I couldn't talk yet because I knew he wasn't finished. Anyway,
That was Frog.
I know. I was waiting for him too. He had to get a word, and we know what Frog's like about thighs.
Wow.
Pratt,
Yes.
I get more than a word in.
do you feel like there is a gap in your life that's being fulfilled by this?
Would you call it a thigh gap?
You took the words out of my mouth.
I'm trying to ask him like a serious question, like
Sorry. Yeah, okay.
a whole life question.
Personally, I feel like having VRchat there during like COVID and all that, and just in general, because where I live, there's not a lot of people I can go out and socialize with every day. Having VRchat and being able to, talk to people you meet and making friends with them makes things a lot easier with like doing just daily things.
So, like, you would say it's like a loneliness thing.
In a way, yeah.
Okay, continue, Frog.
Back
Well-
to the thighs.
Now, this is arguably the most important question on my list. Now, Pratz, I need you to level with me here. When you have the VR bang time, Do you worry about someone walking in on you IRL?
What?
Do you lock your room door when you're in VR?
Yeah, in case someone walks in whilst you're doing something very sus.
The only times I'll be doing something sus is if it's really late at night and I know no one's awake.
And Mamma
And
Mia
you're
is
watching
playing.
Mamma Mia.
Look, that was only a couple of times.
Wow.
I think you said you watched Mamma Mia 3 times this week in VRchat, so that's often.
No, hang on. He said he watched it 3 times. Then I asked him if Pierce Brosnan's in it, and he didn't even know. So, did he watch it?
Did he
No.
actually watch? And to preface this too, the reason we're bringing this up is because he was in VRchat right before joining this.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't
and,
exaggerating. We only
yeah.
just pulled him out of the Matrix.
he literally came out and said, "Sorry, I'll be 10 minutes. Got to finish up watching Mamma Mia."
Look, I kind of want to think about something here. You know how you know how we were talking about like the Pavlov conditioning with like somebody or an animal associating something with something else?
Are you saying someone
training.
Pavloved Pratz with thick thighs? Because that's
No,
possible.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the next time that Pratz hears an ABBA song,
Mamma Mia, indeed. Oh my.
the best thing about that is that ABBA's bringing out a new album, like brand new music for the first time in like 40 years. So there's gotta be some ABBA on the radio.
Oh, that's definitely going to be a Mamma Mia 3 then.
My.
How bored do you have to be as ABBA in lockdown to create more music? Fuck me.
Considering they hate each other, yeah, you
Yeah.
must be bored.
I want to
Yeah,
take this on
very
a slight tangent, but why Mamma Mia? Like, seriously, there's so many other movies. Why Mamma Mia?
Die Hard? You could be watching Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
So
Every
usually,
time he hears that line.
usually it's Ghost Adventurers. Or
What?
Ghost Adventurers. Have you not seen
Is
that?
playing Phasmophobia when you're about to get real awkward?
Are you horny, Ghost?
He's
Are
just
you
been-
horny?
Plot twist
Ghost
turns
Adventure
out.
Character is in the
I'm-
corner, you know.
Plot twist turns out he's actually just been watching Ghostbusters on repeat, and that's his film.
Is that Ghost? What do you call it? Isn't it? Is that an Amazon Prime show? Pretty
Ghost
sure.
Adventurers.
I'm pretty sure someone's told me to watch it. It's like a comedy sort of thing, though, isn't it? Is that the one I'm thinking of? No.
No.
think it's something else.
Fuck. What's her name?
So I'm just trying to see what's similar between Mamma Mia and Ghost Adventures. Is Pierce Brosnan in it?
I mean,
No.
some of the
That's wouldn't
actors,
know.
some of
Honestly.
the actors in Mamma Mia are so old now, like they're about ghosts.
God damn it.
It's hilarious. I'm learning so much about
So-
VR. So, Frog, based on what you've learnt so far, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to get a headset, slip into a room, and watch some Mamma Mia with Pratz?
Fuck. Yeah, I'm down. Pratz?
I have a question.
You have a question for me?
Yeah. So,
Oh, no.
like, if his is like Mamma Mia and like Ghost Wanderers, what's yours? What's in the background?
We were soldiers, bro. Mel Gibson.
That's a great fucking movie.
We Were Soldiers. Probably one of my favorite films. But it's also one of those films that I can just have on in the background. And
I thought
do
you were going to say it was like some kind of like workout track, like Zombie Run or something like that.
I'm just like twerking in different angles, you know. So I'm just like recreating that scene where he's just like standing in the middle of the bushes and the Viet Cong are just running at him from every angle. I'm in the middle of the room, headset on, fucking let's go in every angle, full body tracking.
Oh boy.
That took a turn. All right.
Oh my god.
So Shelby, I'm going to flip that back on you. What's your film?
Bob's Burgers. What? What? We just, what's usually in the background, right?
Something about mustaches, you know.
Mm.
God.
It's more like the burgers.
Now, and then further, so we're all out in the open. Alani?
I mean, it's obviously Bob's Burgers.
Who Experiencing that with. God.
Oh man,
He's very
I
alternative
remember
Pratz, obviously.
a much younger Aladi in my late teens years. It was the Garden State soundtrack. No, that's a good album.
I believe I was listening to Daft Punk, and it was I distinctly recall a cat running out from underneath the bed for the first time, which leads into another topic, which is a bit of a tangent.
Oh God.
And Aladi, we have questions.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Now, let me just pull up the topics suggestion. I've swung this full 180.
Okay.
On
What's up?
Aladi and his fur opinions about his cat.
Yeah.
Now, I've been hearing some strange talk from Shelby.
I made
about-
the allegations.
This is
Made some
allegations. Is all
allegations.
they are. Allegations.
Oh no,
Allegations.
there's evidence now.
What?
There is evidence because I
There's a
did hear.
witness.
I did hear it. It was on the internet. I did hear it through Shelby's mic. So it is on the internet. So there is proof.
And here we are putting it on the internet again.
Look,
Yep.
I just think calling a cat cute or handsome is like nice.
That's-
Aladi walks around the house calling the cat sexy and objectifying him.
Look, up until a point when you moved into this house, Shelby, right? This
You
used
were
to
alone
be,
with the cat, and I'm concerned.
This was a boys' house, all right? Men, frat house, all right? Me and the cat would bump chests every day. We'd be like, "Yeah, brother, let's go. Let's fucking
that
get it."
sounds really wrong.
It's
Don't
not wrong.
say that.
You know, I'm just saying. You know, when you see a cat and you think this cat here is at the peak of a cat's attractiveness, all right? That
So
cat.
you think the cat is attractive, so you're a furry.
No, I'm not attracted to the cat, but
You just said that you
every
thought-
female cat for a 15-kilometer mate radius knows about him. Right?
No,
they
they
see him.
don't.
They do because he daggles off the fucking balcony every day, and I'm not sure if he's
Chip
going to
is
slip
the
and fall
Pratz.
off.
Chip is the Pratz of the cat world over here. Okay, he doesn't.
Hey.
Nobody outside knows him.
Yeah. He's watching.
Sorry, Pratz.
Fuck, what's a cat? What's a cat movie, guys? He's watching Cats,
The live action movie.
the live action movie, not the butthole cut, but the other one.
Look, I just think he is a handsome little baby boy, and you don't.
He's
need
not
to
a
call him sexy.
baby.
He is a baby.
He's not a baby.
He
He's
is barely.
He's in cat years. He's as old as Pratz.
Stop
Oh,
sexualizing our
God.
cat. It's just you're a furry, okay? The more you say about it, the more I'm gonna just say you're a furry. And I know you're not Shane Dawson, but you're getting close. So just
Wow,
relax.
I would never be Shane Dawson. I think it's creepy.
Thank God.
Look, I just want you to admit that in the looks department, our cat's a 10. Right?
He's a handsome boy, but he's not sexy.
But he's also in a prime time before he loses his nuts, all right? So let the man dream about having a harem himself, all right?
Oh no.
You can dream about it, but you don't need
Because
to
he's
contribute
about to
his
be
harem.
emasculated.
Yeah. Do you think we get little? Well, never mind. Good.
What? Little what?
Before
Little
the
what?
Before the podcast, you were talking about your cousin who had a testicle removed, and they put a little ping pong ball in.
You
his
can do
ball
it.
sack.
Yeah, no, they
You
do
do it
it.
with cats, but
I don't know if they'll do
Cats-
it with. I don't know if they'll do it with cats, but I know they do it for dogs for sure.
yeah. But
Especially
look, just
big dogs.
just leave Chip alone. You know, he doesn't need you to lead him to sexy land.
It's going to be a very sad day when he's going to look at me and go, "I thought you thought I was sexy," and I said, "Bye bye, balls."
Look, I just needed to raise that Aladi is a furry.
Yeah.
Case closed.
You shaming furries?
I am. I always shame furries.
Wow. I might be a furry. You don't know.
I think I would know. I've met furries.
I-
I think the closest thing you have to a fursuit is a Snorlax costume.
Huh?
Oh, good lord.
Do you ever stick a butter for that costume?
It still smells like butter.
Mm.
Still
My,
smells.
I wonder why that is.
Speaking of the losing of the balls, my dog, when he since losing his balls, he's done this thing every time we go to bed. He will climb up onto the bed, and if I'm like lying face up, he will come between my legs and rest his like face and like paws between my legs, like he will like full on rest on my balls. It's like, so we've made the running joke in my
He's going to
my
take
house.
those. He's going to take them for
He's
himself.
just like he's just like, he feels bad about the fact that he lost his, so he has to protect mine. That's
Nah, I think it's more like Rick and Morty with Snowball.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was picturing.
Where are my balls, Summer?
Where are my balls,
Where have
Summer?
they taken them?
It's definitely that. It's definitely that. If your dog could talk, he wants to know why you got to keep yours.
Yes.
Where are my balls, Summer?
I opened up the topics channel, and it's just a big Alati I know sign.
Oh.
Do you care to explain what you know, Frog?
So that image, right, or that paper, right?
Uh-huh.
That was from. This is gonna. So Shelby, I'm gonna need you for this.
Oh, okay. I'm here.
I need a local resident witch.
Sure.
So I think I'm haunted. So that paper, right? I'm pretty sure we're in a Discord call. This is like a couple of months back, and Aladi was recording something for. Like, YouTube,
yeah.
and he had his webcam on, and he had Discord open, so I knew that I was able to be viewed. So I'm sitting there writing things on this paper and like shoving it up to my webcam to try and distract him whilst he was recording. What were you recording? Like some
I was
gameplay
recording.
or something?
I was recording PS3 plays. Is what it's a like a YouTube series. It's not even up yet. It goes up next month.
Oh shit!
But
Sorry,
it's,
if I
no, it's
spoiled
alright.
that.
It's no spoils. It's But yeah, that's
promo.
right. I remember it was. I was filming that, but I had like what you could see everything that I was filming, so you could see me and the camera and everything. Because I was still streaming the Discord. Because between recordings, we were just chilling. And yeah, that's right. You were trying to annoy me.
Yeah, I was trying really hard to annoy you, and I had this image. And on this, so the photo that I posted is a photo scrawled hastily. Aladi, I know. It looks kind of haunted. Looks kind of something you see in Faz.
Right. So you're trying to haunt me.
No, I wasn't. I was just writing it really
Does
quickly.
it
at the
say,
time.
like in pale text underneath, because it's been written on 2 layers of paper or whatever, the underlayer you wrote something like, I can see this? Because that's creepy.
No,
I
it's
know you
the
can
whole
see
thing.
this.
Aladi, the whole thing was Aladi, I know you can see this.
Right.
Yeah. So, but for some reason, so I came home the other day and I just recently cleaned my room, like tidied a bunch of shit, like got rid of stuff and done all this stuff. So that folder had been sitting in my cupboard this whole time. I came home after tidying my probably about a week prior to that particular page open on my desk, exactly how that image is. And I asked my girlfriend about it, and she knew nothing of the sorts. She knew nothing. And
So Ladi's haunted and the ghost is trying to get you to tell him that.
We need a Ghost Hunters episode.
so I thought I'd come to our experts here at the podcast, expert witch and
Mhm.
expert at being scared by witch things,
Skeptical.
Aladi. And Pratz, what are you an expert on apart from thighs?
Mamma Mia.
Expert Mamma Mia enthusiast. I mean, that pussy be haunted. But
My.
So you want me to find out if you're haunted?
yes, I need to know: am I haunted or is it
I can explain this. I can
Do
explain
we have
this.
2 matches? And I need 2 matches.
I was going to say,
Okay.
yeah, you need the matches to break the curse. But anyway, what I was going to say, it's the same in the same way that Shelby left stones in my house. Yeah, I'm just leaving notes for you.
Okay, so you're gonna just eventually move in.
You said it, not me. I mean, how'd that
Oh.
idea get there? How'd that get there?
Shit! Where'd that idea
All
come
right,
from?
I'll leave you guys for a second. I'm just gonna grab some materials.
Shit.
I'm not gonna
Shit.
grab
What
fire,
am
but
I-
I'm grabbing
am I
something
haunted?
else.
For the first time in podcast history, someone's leaving mid. No, it's happened a couple times.
Wait.
I mean, there was that time
At
Jelly
least,
fell
at
asleep.
least she hasn't fallen asleep. I was about to say that.
We're on the same fucking wavelengths tonight. What the hell?
Oh god, it's like you're like
Finishing each
leave
other's dinosaurs.
sandwiches.
Oh.
Shit.
She's at her witch self behind me. She's going through her witch stuff.
Oh
no.
god.
Oh, no, that's weird. She's pulling out some white powder. What's going on there? What is that? It's...
Alani's just exposing himself for being a drug dealer right now. He's got white
Dealer?
powder in a random location.
User.
I
Hey,
mean,
selling.
both.
No. Apparently, cocaine in Australia is like the most expensive. It is pretty much anywhere.
I don't know that specifics, but
I
yes.
wouldn't know.
Just random facts you find from
So like friends of friends have told me that it is like you can go very broke very quickly, and that is why it is the banker's choice of drugs.
Yeah, but it's also like rampant. So like it's everywhere. So that means that the people in Australia have too much money. At least people that like coke do.
Carry on for a minute. I'm just going to set this up.
Yeah. Okay. Witch. It reminds me. There was an American comedian once who came into Australia, and we went and saw his show, and he made he was just observational comedy, right? It was only very new to the comedy scene, and he goes, I realized something about Australia, and he goes, you guys love fucking drugs. You love your caffeine, you love your smokes, you love your alcohol. You're into that. And he goes, but you did the one thing that no other country in the world has ever done. You took the biggest drug dealer that you could in your country and you kicked it out. And everyone's sort of like, what the fuck's he talking about? He's like, you guys don't have Starbucks, but you love coffee.
Oh my God.
Everyone's like, yeah, fuck it, fuck that Starbucks. That's shit coffee. But it's like, when you think about it, Starbucks is the biggest drug dealer in the world because it deals in caffeine. Yeah. And Australia went, no, we're good. We got our own stuff. We got
Starbucks is shit.
We have Coke.
We have had with Starbucks.
We have caffeine at home.
Horrible.
Mom, can we get Starbucks? We have Starbucks at home. It's a guy railing a line.
But yeah, I've never thought about that before. Like that's like if we kicked out McDonald's essentially.
There is definitely Starbucks here though.
No, they're independents now though. Like people, there was options to. Starbucks left, and like the stores and stuff like that, people could buy it and run them as an independent.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's interesting.
So there's only a few stores. There's bugger all compared to what it used to be. But it's it's kind of wild when you think about how much, particularly Melbourne, like coffee culture in Melbourne's stupid. And it's stupid in Sydney, but it's like a different culture again. And then Starbucks, we just didn't do it. Because then when you tell people, particularly Americans, that are like, they almost equivalent our coffee, like drinking, not because we don't drink a lot of black coffee necessarily. Like I do. Well, you're weird. But like generally speaking, your general coffee drinker will drink a latte or a fucking cappuccino or something. Like, but we never have a macchiato, pumpkin spice, something or other, jumbo splitter, whatever.
My go-to at any like store or anything, like Macca's, fucking coffee shops, is just a large latte with 1 sugar.
Yeah.
But when I'm at home and I'm making like instant coffees, if I've got milk, because like I always forget to buy milk, it's like my worst fucking thing that I always forget. If I don't have milk, I'll just fucking smash a black coffee. It's good. Good.
If we don't have milk, we call McDonald's and get more milk.
I literally did that.
Milk from McDonald's.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
You get like 1 liter bottles.
I was like sitting there, I'm like, fuck, I want to make a milkshake or just something. I can't even make a coffee or a tea, nothing, because we've got no milk left. And I'm like, I'll just order something. So I had to order something from McDonald's. I'm like, I can get milk while I'm there. So I just got 2 liters of milk delivered from McDonald's with my fucking cheeseburger meal. It was great.
All right. In other news, I am ready.
Curse?
Yes.
You gonna curse?
No, well, frog. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else in your house that makes you think you're haunted?
By me?
By anyone? By anyone?
Not really.
No?
Just me.
Nothing weird?
Just that fucking piece of paper.
No weird vibes? No noises?
I get weird vibes from certain things, but like there is definitely
getting weird vibes from your girlfriend doesn't care.
Getting weird vibes from your neighbor.
There's a lot of noises right now, so I apologize if you can hear them in the background. But there's a lot of noise going on in my house at the moment. But other than that, I get weird vibes from my neighbors. Yeah, definitely. Like I came out of the shower, bent down to pick something up off.
Are they floor, often in the backyard with a cauldron and like
bared my asshole like a cat, shoving it in the face of someone else to the blatantly in the window?
It's weird that you'd say cat.
That is,
when a cat comes up and it like rubs its ass in your face, that was me, except bent over in the middle after having a shower, trying to middle of my lounge.
Anyway,
so yeah, I get weird vibes.
Is your house very old?
Are you the furry?
I'm getting the feeling that your house is like 80s.
Are you doing witchcraft? Can you explain what you're doing?
I'm doing a little bit of witchcraft. I have an array of
It's
items.
actually fairly new. It's like late 90s.
Was that the first building that was built on the property?
No idea. So I'm in a bunch of units.
Is it an Indian burial ground?
80s, 90s makes sense. I have a bunch of items with me, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. We're very Australian called witch here because I have a wombat's tooth. I have an echidna's quill, and I have some Australian native bat skulls. A jawbone from a bat.
She got all this just sitting on the shelf in my lounge room, by the way. Just gonna put that
with
out
a sheep skull. I have thistle. I have some crystals. I have a piece of coral, and I have a couple other shiny rocks. So, a couple things because I pulled 2 cards for you, and I also rolled the items out to view them. All of the bones are grouped together, and all of the crystals are upside down, facing the crystals downwards, and the raw rock upwards.
Someone's dead.
That mean I die? Am I soon to die?
It's more that there's probably someone dead under your house right now.
You have there's a presence, but the cards that I pulled, and then the echidna's quill landed on the card. First card.
I have a question for you. Is there horny ghosts in my area?
Yes. First card is about what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you. So it's telling you to listen to the feeling. It says trust the niggle. It's literally what it says because it's a feeling and trust it. The next card says you are not alone. The ancient ancestors stand beside you.
Okay.
You're going to regret bringing this up.
But not only that, is the echidna's quill is like crossed over the card. And the echidna's quill like bounced very far out of its way to land there. So I think this might be telling you that because it's sharp side pointing towards the middle of the figure in the card, which makes me think it's not all that friendly. But putting the cards together, I think that maybe your own good ancestors are trying to protect you from something.
Okay, this is okay. I'm gonna just drink my beer.
But also, the quill is pointing at the thistle, the flower of the thistle. So it could be by harming you, they're going to harm other people. So there might be some pain bounced from you to other people. I don't know. I'm not very good at this.
Okay, so what you're saying is because of a lardy, people around me are going to die.
Look, I see. This is the thing. I'm seeing, and okay, I don't think it's a lardy. I think
it's Shelby.
It's more of to give you the signs. It's just gonna misplace things. So if you thought about like random stuff that you've lost lately, or you haven't been able to find, or you swear you've put something somewhere, it's because they're moving.
They're moving things?
They're moving.
Okay.
Is it Jelly's ghost?
Yes.
Is there a correlation between our ghosts?
Is it Jelly that's haunting you?
Maybe. There's a point of a crystal pointing directly into the eye socket of the skull of one of the bats, which is strange.
A bat, like a Zubat, like a Pokemon, like a Jigglypuff,
a
like a little
Wuhan.
Puffle, like a jelly, like a Jellypuff, like a jelly. It's Jelly. Jelly did it. It's Jelly.
I went the other way. I just went Wuhan.
I will point out that the scorpion's tail as well is also touching the thistle, which is weird because there's a scorpion tail in here. I forgot to mention that.
Scorpion, like Scorpion.
We go
Scorpion
hard
from Mortal Kombat, a game like Pokemon.
And all of the bright colored crystals, like the really bright cheery ones, are all grouped together away from everything else.
Crystals, like Crystal Chronicles,
think they're
like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Shut up! I think they're actually
everything relates.
They're actually trying to remove themselves from the situation because they know that there's something bad around.
So this is an example, Frog. Right now, what you're finding is you asked a question to a witch and you got too much information.
Yeah.
And now, and this is why I don't want a Ouija board in my house. Okay, because we're gonna go, ha, funny game, and then you go, Ouija board's gonna go, get out.
Yep. I'm
getting come to Melbourne. We're getting a Ouija board.
Fuck
yeah. Let's go.
I don't care if I get some demon on me.
You guys can go be emo or do it in a fucking
the
graveyard
demons
or
can't
something.
follow you into VRchat, so
Yeah,
They definitely can.
they don't have VR headsets.
yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna go down that path. We've been down that path. It's
Anyway,
fine.
I'm just gonna for our reference, not that the viewers will be able to see, but I will put a little picture in the VR podcast chat. I mean, not the VR podcast, the ZLB podcast chat of what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and if you read out all the names of the items in there, it'll summon a demon that'll come and haunt you for the rest of your life.
Yes.
It's a witch trap. It's a witch trap. She's trapping you guys as in witch trap.
Right. Well, I guess I'm going to be forced into multiple episodes. I've been trapped to the podcast.
Look at that
now.
picture.
What the heck?
Welcome to my life, guys. She summoned a demon in my fucking house.
Look, I want to point something out. I never thought, about anything about maybe like either something there, like maybe I'm psychic, whatever. That you guys said that.
Summoned.
I never said that. I said I like shiny rocks. I went on the record saying I like shiny rocks, and you guys are like, witch killer. You did this.
Someone get the steak.
Better at the stake. Or was it you throw them in the lake, and if they drown, then they weren't a witch.
But if they float, they're a
then
witch.
the witch, yeah.
If they float,
there were a lot of witches back then. If it helps at all, by the way, I threw them out of an abalone shell.
Yeah, that helps.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah,
that doesn't help. Honestly, well, I'm doomed.
Hey, Shelby, I have a serious question. All right,
Yes.
and look, Frog, you're doomed. Get over it. It's fine. All right, you're gonna die soon.
Yes, go ahead.
Anyway, Shelby, why don't you do witch streams?
Because I'm not very good,
Just
and
stream.
there'll be people who will be like, "I'm a legitimate witch," coming into my chat and harassing me for not knowing what I'm talking about.
But when
'Cause
Frog
I bet
dies
there'll
and
be-
proves that you are an actual witch, all right, I think that there's some clout there. We could stream.
If he dies, then I'll have credibility. Yes,
If
I'm in
I
a witch
die,
Discord that gives you.
You have to do it. There's no.
I'm in
on record saying
I'm in a
this
witch
now.
Discord. Now, as doing research for this podcast.
We have to get one on now to talk to Frog.
Okay.
Like, we have to get an actual practicing witch to come and speak to the spirits
Well,
through.
there's channels right now where there's a bunch of people talking about chaos magic,
Oh boy.
Right.
shadow work, and seeing shadows and interpreting them, and they're sharing spells.
I just want to summon Matt Damon.
Does Pratz? Do you want to know anything?
The answer's no, Pratz.
Do you want to know? Should you get out of VR?
Yeah. Let's get out of
Oh,
VR
God.
route.
I don't
Yeah.
think the animal skulls are going to be able to understand what VR is.
Can the virtual world be haunted? That's the question for this podcast.
Can Frog be possessed by the spirit in his
Can
head?
I?
Can I watch Mama
Honestly, I don't know where I was going with that.
All right, I'm dealing cards. I'm shuffling.
Can I
you
have
Patrick
my
Swayze?
thigh? Can I put my head between demon thighs?
It's a fucking deep cut. Well, I was going to make a joke about succubuses earlier, but
Okay, this is interesting. I pulled two cards. My God. First off, I pulled two cards. One of them is talking about somebody who's highly sensitive. The other one is talking about a gathering, which I think really talks about like what Pratz was mentioning, how it's like a gathering and he's feeling very lonely and sensitive, and there's a bunch of other people like that
it's
around.
about a young woman who doesn't know who her father is, so she goes on holidays to try and figure out.
That's Mamma Mia.
Wait, it is? You do more about it than me. No, I've seen it like 3 times.
Okay, let me
I'm
just
gonna
like
watch it again.
some bone throwing ASMR here. So we're gonna just all of the skulls, which represent like people and humanity and life, are very far apart, which is kind of ironic. Like all of the biological specimens are just really, really spread. It's all kind of actually in a V shape. So there's a V that's standing out to me that's very important to you for some reason. I think it's VR. Virtual reality.
Possibly.
So the funny thing is all the crystals and all of like the geological specimens are in this V shape, separating all of the skulls and natural specimens. So I think that's more talking about you're feeling, no matter the amount of time that you're spending gathered with people, you're still feeling very isolated, and that feeling is being compounded by the fact that you're trying to cover everything up with these people. Nothing is making you feel more alone in the world than being surrounded by strangers.
That's deep.
That's too deep, Shelby. You want to dial it back a little bit, all right?
I'm just interpreting how the bones are.
It's not going to be able to watch Mamma Mia through the tears later.
I will push through.
I think the cards are prompting you
That's
to.
crying in VR. Watching Mamma Mia.
The cards are effectively saying that there's false connection.
Mm. And that's enough witch hours for Shelby before you go ruining everyone's lives.
Wait,
Do you want me to do
Shelby,
yours?
Shelby,
No.
Shelby, do you have like a theme song? You should have like a 20-minute
song.
period of like
It was
Shelby's
Shelby
witching
all
hour.
along.
It's either like a remix of the Agatha All Along song, or it's gonna be just like the Charmed intro music.
It's just Shelby's intro to like the segment about witching. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, eventually
you have a
we're
20-minute period episode.
we'll get to that point where we have like intro music for everyone's segments. This week on Shelby's Weekly Wiccan, we've got.
And for me, it's just a Mamma Mia song playing.
Just as well, by the way, I just want to add to what I just said to Pratz. The jawbone, which is in a distinct V shape, was facing the same direction as all the rocks. So I think you are that jawbone, which means you're feeling like you're missing a part of yourself.
All right, we said no more deep stuff. All right, relax.
All right, I'm done torturing him. Okay, it's fine.
Didn't Frog have any more questions about VR? Because I know he asked a few, but I'm not sure if he asked all of them.
Hold on, give me a minute to
We're
think
gonna have
of
the
stuff.
anime phase.
Are you going to purchase a haptic feedback suit?
I just wanted to say.
It's a real thing.
Before we move on, I just wanted to say that like my theme song, it's just some kids screaming, and then it says, "Welcome to Frog Talks About R6 and other competitive shooters." And it's
So pretty much every single R6 video.
But like in Mojo voice, it'll just start screaming and then cut to like the Watch Mojo lady saying basically your own intro.
It'll be like the announcer goes, "Hello and welcome to Frog's R6 Plays."
The late show.
Sweaty plays. Watch this. Oh, he definitely knocked the head off that 8-year-old.
There's a bunch of bone dust on my desk I gotta clean up. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Okay, all right. VR questions. Pratz.
Frog.
Have you run into people that have used a voice modulator, and have you been?
Oh boy, do I have a story for you.
Okay, we've opened a can of bag worms, and my job here is done.
Struck gold.
Alright, so I gotta keep it, obviously, what's it called, podcast friendly, so you can still upload it to your places. But I'll give you, like, the gist of it. I met this person at a Black Cat, of course, because I'm usually always at a Black Cat. Their name was Silent Girl. I'm gonna make that name public, just so people know to avoid this person. They were just talking using TTS at the time. Didn't take much notice of it. They added me on Discord. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. We messaged back and forwards for a bit. We ended up drinking a couple of nights, and I was getting messages from another person that spoke to them at the time, who was like, oh, be careful of this person. They're not who they say they are. And they sent me a whole, basically a 1,000-word document about this person, and like to watch out for and report their account, and like let people know that this person is not a good person, that they're just using people.
Yeah, right.
And I was just like, this guy just seems crazy, because the amount of information and shit he was sending me, I was just like, okay, that's weird. Like, obviously, this guy's a psychopath. I continued to talk to that person, but I was also looking into what I was told on the side. After about a week or two, I was like, okay, so what do you look like? Like, just curious question, because we've been talking a lot. They sent me a photo, one Google search, like cross-reference with the photo. I found a random OnlyFans Twitter account where the photo had come from. And I was just like, okay, this doesn't make any sense at all. So I brought it up with the other person who sent me the information prior, because they were apparently dating this person. And I was like, hey, by the way, have you got a photo from them? And he was like, oh, from this. And they sent me a Twitter. And I was like, funny, because I just looked up this photo and that's where it came from too. As time went on, we brought it up to that person, and they ignored it. They started acting as if what they were doing was fine, like they'd done nothing wrong. They were not only stealing money from people, they were stealing people's accounts, pulling IP addresses. They were ripping people's avatars off VRchat, which is a very shady and shitty thing to do. If anyone who watches the podcast plays VRchat, they most likely heard of the term ripping an avatar before, which you use third-party softwares to pull avatars, but that's something else. As time went on, I proceeded to block this person because everything they were saying just wasn't making sense. And recently, it has came up that they have changed their name. They now go under the name as Emily is Silent. So to anyone out there, I recommend blocking and reporting that person. Has been brought up with legal authorities in the United States.
So do you actually know, like, is it a dude? Is it like
we don't know if it's a dude or a chick, but it's definitely not the chick they say they are.
No, and the solid advice here for anyone who is, particularly those who are out socializing with those on the internet, Google image search is a thing, and it is your friend.
Did you reverse image search a picture of me when we met?
You?
Yeah.
As if you sent me a picture of you at any time for like the longest time.
Good point. I still don't do that. I hate pictures. Go ahead.
My next question, in reference to what you've all that information you've just told me, and told the pod, what were their avatars' thighs like?
They're thick, obviously.
Thick? Or they know they're not thick?
But they're probably stolen thighs.
Stolen thighs. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's some Frankenstein shit.
That is some hot property, all right? You can't touch. No touch. All right.
Yo, when your thigh's so good that it do be stolen.
It's a thing. Like I've seen a lot of it lately. Like I've got a lot of friends and stuff who are like in the anime industry or in gaming and stuff like that, and like in the more event side of things, so like cosplayers and managers and stuff like that. And the amount of cosplayers in particular who are like duplicate accounts get showed up where they'll just add an underscore to the end of their name, be that person, and then start DMing people and asking for money, basically. And it's crazy because then as soon as they get the money, they delete the account. That person goes looking for that person, finds the original person, and it's like, hey, I gave you all this money. Where's what you promised me? And then they're like, who are you? It's a scam. It's like, yeah, legit. And if that happens, tell everyone immediately and report people because it happens a lot.
The thing with this person, though, the people that were giving them money were that stupid. They would continue to give them money even after they were informed.
Stupid people exist. That's why scammers exist.
Yeah.
But the educating people about being a little bit smarter about this shit it's half the battle. It seriously is. But
education is key.
Education, the more you know, knowledge is power, and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah,
stay woke.
But it's the same thing. It's like again comparing it to like the chat rooms, particularly when I was like growing up, where there was like chat rooms and shit like that. We had like Yahoo Chat and there's a few other ones. Was it Merc? MIRC?
Habbo Hotel.
Well, that we've all heard about how Shelby was a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were probably one of the people that baited me. I was. Just
Did you access a link that was sent to you and you logged in and then I stole your money?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
I was just like a
paid for
child
her furniture
that had never seen a woman, and I was baited twice.
Bro, I was 12.
Not a woman.
You probably baited me.
I remember, this is a true story, but I remember I was used to be on Channel VRchat a lot when I was like youngin'. And
that sounds like something I've seen in an ad roll on the side of this website.
No. Channel V is the music channel on Foxtel. Go there.
Okay.
Yeah, they had it's not what you think. Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyway, we used to hang out there a lot because I used to watch a lot of Channel V and it used to be like right into music and shit like that. But not so much these days. But I was there and I spotted someone there, and just the way they were talking, I recognized who they were just from like the way they work and like the language and stuff. And I said, "Hey, are you so and so?" And then they told their parents that I doxed them, and their parents rang my parents and said, "You're not allowed to let people know who you actually are on the internet. You must always be pretending to be someone else." And it's like, oh, okay, sorry, no. And now you come to today where everyone just freely inputs all their information into the internet.
Yeah, it used to be don't give people your details online and don't get in strangers' cars. But now I summon strangers in cars to take me places online by
using the internet.
Using the internet. Yeah. But there was a situation on Habbo Hotel when I was like 12, and I just started year 7, at school. And this kid I went to primary school with, I was one day like talking to a bunch of people at werewolf roleplay, because that's what I did when I was like 12. Like werewolves and vampires. Anyway, and like I'm hanging out, and like there was this guy who was like role playing, and I kind of thought like something about him seemed a bit familiar. And he had like this girlfriend or whatever, and then we ended up in the out of character chat. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, I go to school in like Victoria," blah, blah. And then I kind of put things together. I was like, "Are you this guy?" And he said, "Yeah." Oh my god, what the fuck? By the way, this guy was like a school bully, and like he didn't like me. But like I was
Can I ask a question before you go any further?
Sure.
How much did you stalk them at this point?
Not much. This was back when there wasn't like much online.
Wasn't really much to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't much to go off. So I knew who this kid was. Anyway, he didn't like me, but I was also really blind to people not liking me. So I was just like, new friend, yay! He like vampire werewolf. We got bigger fun.
That can only end well.
One day he just stopped showing up on Habbo, and like
it didn't end well.
He stopped showing up, and his Habbo girlfriend said to me, like, I know you know who he is. Can you tell him that I miss him and that he should come online? Anyway, Monday morning rolls around. I march into school. I find him at his locker, and I said, let's say her name was Charlotte. I said, Charlotte says she misses you. You should message Charlotte in front of all his friends. Like, nobody knew that he liked, like, had this, like, online Habbo life or anything. And he just gave me the worst look. And I just bounced away. Like, I was blind to it. I was like, oh, yeah, I did a good deed. Whatever. Anyway, never spoke to the guy in the end. We never acknowledged that it happened.
That's wild.
And then he doubled down on bullying me until, like, year 11.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I remember that back then, like, it would have even earlier than that, obviously, because I'm an older man, you know. But if you typed in my actual name into Google, all the image results was actually me at one point.
Yeah.
As in, it was all my photos, it was animations that I was working on, some of my old independent films that I used to make. All that shit would come up, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so easily found. And I'm
Shots of you behind a paint desk?
No, but way before that. Way before that. When the internet, I'm talking like when the iMac first came out. That's how long ago we go. So, but
sometimes I forget you're that much older than me.
Yeah, I remember CD drives coming out. I remember Walkmans being a thing that came out when people were going wild about these CDs, you know? So I remember when we brought Windows 95 for our Pentium 2 computer, and then we couldn't get it to work properly because we didn't have a mouse, because that wasn't a needed thing until you got like Windows and you had to actually have a cursor. So I'm old. There, I said it. But also, fuck you guys, because, you know.
Token boomer.
It's like, let's just imagine here real quick. Whilst I was on Habbo Hotel role-playing vampires and werewolves and embarrassing myself.
How long ago was that? I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I was at the club.
A lot was at the club.
I would have 100% been clubbing.
Whilst I was clubbing on Habbo. Woo.
Yeah. I had some fucking wild clubbing.
What you should have done, Shelby, once you discovered who he was, is just curse him as a witch.
She did. What do you think happened? She's giggling because it's true.
No, I don't. I'm not a witch. I'm not a witch.
Should have just you're a werewolf.
You were literally throwing animal bones around the house. That was the most bone throwing in the house in a while, you know.
Jesus Christ.
Well, why don't you put Bob's Burgers on it and see what happens?
All right.
Maybe we should try some Mamma Mia, play some ABBA, give me some Dancing Queen.
Bring the conversation back to an earlier topic. So, Shelby, as younger you like to roleplay as a werewolf. Would you say werewolf is part animal, right?
You're saying
I see where you're going. I see where you're going.
I feel like you know where I'm going.
I was the werewolf queen.
But is there a cat version of that?
I don't
is there
think
like
so.
a cat
cat person? Isn't it
Warrior Cats was big. Like that was the whole thing.
Is this possibly a hidden Easter egg behind your coupling that Alani is actually kind of into?
What are we? Hang on.
Played as a werewolf as a
What?
Jesus Christ! You know what? You are reaching. You are
reaching. Going very deep.
You could just say, I literally have a VTuber avatar with bunny ears and a tail.
She's a shell bunny, you know.
You could just say he's a
Somebody's
furry because of
No,
that.
I could say that, but
She's a
then I
Playboy
also
bunny.
could make this. I could also make this very elaborate scheme as to why.
It's a stretch, and you are reaching, my friend. Your arms are not that long.
Look, I don't think he's necessarily a furry, but he's
He's a furry
on
lover.
a line. He's
Is he
walking.
a furry lover?
I don't know.
Look,
I'm gonna get some bunny ears. We'll find out and put some Bob's burgers on.
I'm on board with this. Look,
And such, the podcast was suddenly cut short.
listen here, Frog. If you got some flippers, went real frog-like,
I jump in a fucking kiddie pool.
Would Chelsea still love you if you did?
Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
Would
She'd
she
be all
be?
down for it.
She'd be down the frog, if you know what I mean.
I was actually asking her. I was
Frogging.
like, okay, fuck.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. I was actually asking her the other day. I was like, because I was going to set this up as a stream goal. How many subs would it take for her to join the podcast and come chat? And you can quiz her about all of these
on the
things.
podcast. Did you
On
say?
the podcast. Yes.
Ooh.
And
She'd leave
the
you.
answer was 30.
30?
Subs. 30 subs.
Shelby, get my wallet. Shelby.
No.
So
Look, we can't afford subs. You bought milk from McDonald's. There's a markup there, okay?
Listen here, you got. It actually wasn't that. It was actually cheaper to get it from McDonald's than it was to get it from the supermarket the other day.
That'd be right.
Yeah, it was like $4 something for 2 liters of fucking skin milk.
I went to a
good.
Vietnamese bakery the other day that I'm honestly going to just consider this bringing $5 to work every day.
Oh yeah, because
Get stuff from there, because like it's the same.
yeah,
Like I go to Woolies, I get like my lunch, which is usually like a cheese and bacon roll, $4, and drink, and a drink, and maybe like like a muesli bar or something. All in all, comes to like $7 or $8, maybe even $10. And fucking Vietnamese bakery, $5, drink,
get fucking
and
everything. It's the best.
Drink.
Yeah.
I got under $10 the other day. I got drink, banh mi, and 3 jam donuts that were freshly baked, all for fucking like $9.20. And
I used to live. There used to be one down the end of my street in the share house that I lived, and you'd go in there and you just you get like a roll with like meat and cheese and like everything you wanted it, plus a drink, plus a fucking lamington. It'd be $5. You go to the cafe across the road from it, it'd be like a coffee would cost you $5. And it was like chalk and cheese. And it looked like they opened it in the 80s and just did nothing. And it was like, this it's so good. And now there's a bakery. It's one suburb over now, but like I used to go there and pick up my parcels when I lived in the area, and then like go to this bakery there, and same deal. Like you'd get a pie and a drink and whatever, and it'd be like $5-6. And I'm like, this is so cheap. Now we're in COVID and we can't fucking do that anymore. Now if I want to order that shit, Uber Eats, I guess.
Yeah.
Quick way to go poor, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like we've touched on a lot of topics today. I'm going to ask for one more topic, and it's a very simple topic. The fuck do we call this podcast? Like this episode?
Mamma mia!
No.
We went from VR to haunted to I don't even know. It's just
Your sexy kind of background noise.
Lottie likes cats.
Yeah, he's a furry. Yeah.
Why do you got? That's like the smallest part of the podcast.
Yeah, and that's clearly the part you should
And
focus
we were
on.
arguing about it before the podcast even started, so technically a big part.
The title should be Aladi's a Furry.
No. The title. Chip, why you so sexy?
No.
Yes.
That's what I say to him all the time.
How about bone throwing and throwing bones?
Bob's Burgers throwing bone.
Bob gets boned. That'll get us some clicks. Yeah.
That'll definitely get us something.
We might have to upload that somewhere else.
Bob's bones and bunnies.
I mean, based on the seriously, based on the like the analytics and the peek behind the curtains, our most popular episode still in the last like 4, 5, 6 weeks running is Miracle Whip.
What?
So something kinky.
No,
Is what
we're just talking about food.
You know what's happening there? There's somebody who works for whatever company makes Miracle Whip in the USA, and they're like doing market research. So they're just listening to the podcast on loop, trying to open up to the Australian
it's
market.
North Star listening to it on loop, going, Miracle Whip. It's over and over again. Oh, fuck, I don't know. It's so maybe we call it Boning Bobs with Miracle Whip.
No.
Boning Bob with Miracle Whip. Feet cats.
Oh my god. It's going to be called something, and by the time you're listening to this podcast, you'll know.
Wait. I've got it. Hold on.
Oh god.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt. It's simply Pratz ?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's pretty much how we started the podcast, with Pratz. Anyway.
The devil has VR.
Okay.
You said the demons have VR. You could get into the virtual world.
Boning in VR.
I was referring to succubuses.
Oh my god. Did not use that.
Make the title. Make the title. What's the plot of Mamma Mia?
Sloppy Mummy Mia. Mummy Mia?
Alright, and on that bombshell, I think we'll wrap things up for this week.
Drug mummy issues.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Who knows if we'll be back next week? We might just do it in VR. Why not? It sounds like it's the place to be.
We should.
We'll do it. Instead of headphones, we'll have thick thighs. And we can all go watch, you know what? I'm not going down that path anyway. Thanks for listening, everybody. It's that time where we should plug ourselves. I'm going to start with Frog, because Frog has again changed his name.
Yep.
So
I've gone on a quest. I've undertook a journey to remove underscores, banning underscores from the internet. My name on Twitch is now Frog, or It's Frog, XOXO.
I hate it.
Because apparently It's Frog is taken, and I looked at the account that it's taken by, and fuck them. They don't stream, so eat my Bob's Burgers. Anyway, and yeah, It's Frog on Twitter as well, yeah. And there's no underscores in that, so eat your heart out.
Oh, yeah, eat your burgers.
Eat your burgers.
Pratz, where do people find you? I know you've been posting more on your Instagram. Some happy snaps.
So I'm doing the Canada Frog. My Twitter is still at its fuck.
At It's Pratz?
No, it's at xpratz_. And my Instagram is just xpratz, where I'm posting a lot of VRchat content.
Sick. And Shelby is at witch.com.
You can find me in a hut in a swamp somewhere.
Like Minecraft? Like Minecraft?
Yeah.
Are you like a Minecraft witch?
Yeah. You can find me at shellbunny_ on Twitter. You can find me shellbunny on Twitch, or shellbunny94 on TikTok.
Hell to the yeah. And make sure you're following this podcast at ZLBPodcast on Twitter. And you'll find me everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm an old man. I can't go.
Gets around.
I get around a lot. Some people would think that I'm maybe haunting Frog, and those people would be right. But
tune in next week to find the identity of Frog's ghost.
Yeah. We'll work on getting a witch. If you are a witch by any chance listening to this podcast, you are welcome to come and join us. If you can get a witch on next we's podcast, Shelby, I'm gonna put down a challenge for you. All right?
Oh, what is the challenge?
If you can get a witch on next week's podcast, and the witch agrees that you can have a Ouija board, you can get a Ouija board.
You'll hate it. You'll throw it out when I'm sleeping.
Yes. Anyway, Thanks for listening, everybody, and have a great week. We'll see you back here next week. Goodbye.
Bye.